A little birdie tells us there may be some exciting news here in Wolfwood.
Indeed there is, because Aliska, the alpha female, is definitely pregnant and the keepers are on tenterhooks.
Now, as exciting as it is, it's also a worrying time for the keepers.
Well, it is, because wolves don't make it easy for them. Apart from anything else, they have no idea where they're going to give birth, let alone when. But more of that later. Here's what's coming up on today's programme. The race is on to rescue a red deer in labour.
Any newborn is critical and things can change very quickly.
We witnessed the rapid reflexes of Chameleon Aurora.
Oh, that was lightning fast.
That was incredible.
And Wolfwood puppy cam
Oh my goodness!
turns me all gooey.
Oh my goodness, that's adorable.
Caring for a park full of 1,400 wild animals is never going to be a regular 9-to-5 job. It's after hours and head of hoofstock Ryan and head of animal operations Darren have a potential crisis on their hands.
We're just on our way to the deer park. We've had a report that one of our female red deer, one of the red hinds, she's been in labour for about the past 4 hours, and all we've got so far is one leg showing.
Red deer are a prey species. To limit their vulnerability during calving, the process is normally over in under 2 hours. The deer's already been in labour for twice that time.
And after 4 hours, really, we're in a place now where we need to get involved.
For red deer, such a slow birth suggests the calf is either breech or stuck, risking the life of both mother and baby.
We're going to dart her and then physically pull that fawn from her. So it's a bit early to tell whether the fawn is going to be alive or dead. We really, at this stage, you focus on the mum.
As a member of the firearms team, Ryan has over 5 years' experience darting animals. Vet Emily has arrived. She prepares the sedative.
It's about the safety of the darting at the moment, so my job's to get the anaesthetic dose right.
Too little and the deer might not go under. Too much and the consequences could be fatal for both mum and calf.
Charged. Lock and load?
Yeah. See if we can spot her. Steady, steady. We're right at a right angle. Yeah, OK. That'll do, yeah.
The team locate the hind hiding in some nettles. Ryan takes aim for the hind's rump.
I just bounced out.
The dart hasn't taken.
Let's get the dart.
And the team can't find it.
Darren, the dart bounced, so obviously right now I can't confirm whether she had none, some, or all of the drugs. So I think it's probably worth making up another full dose.
OK, thanks for the heads up. Cheers.
Time is of the essence.
With every passing minute, the calf's chances are deteriorating. Ryan will try again if the mother shows no sign of drowsiness.
Right, round 2.
This time, she's on the fence line.
In 17 minutes, it doesn't look to me like she's under the effects of the drug. So I believe that she didn't get anything at that first dart. OK, back it up. Right, OK, let's head this way then.
Ryan has a new plan.
I'll do this tree, this one here, mate, yeah.
Taking cover behind a tree as the deer is flushed towards him.
Nice we are.
She comes down from the fence, within meters of Ryan. But just at the last moment, she startles again.
I was expecting her to be on the fence line, not down in the ditch. Rats. I moved the barrel of the rifle just to try and shoot down toward her. She moved away.
The team has been out here for an hour. The sun's going down. He needs to get the sedatives into her blood system. He takes aim again.
They're just bouncing. She's so tense, I reckon.
But this time the dart has gone off.
This rubber bit here, this starts off at the top, and as the end of the needle hits the animal, pushes this back, releases the drug through the port. So we know for a period of time that this needle was in her, so it's not to do with her being too tense. It's probably just I had a little bit too much pressure on that.
But did she get enough of the drug?
We're going to hit a point where if I don't get a dart to go in, stick there, and give her the amount of drug that we know we need to knock her down, it becomes a much more dangerous and challenging game. It would be unprofessional of us just to keep loading amounts of drug into her that we don't actually know how much of that she's getting. But unfortunately, probably through my operator error, we're just, pushing it further towards a tougher decision.
It's such a dangerous situation that even Head of Animal Operations Darren is helping out. And if anyone knows how tricky it is to sedate a scared animal, it's him.
It's not an exact science. For every 10 darts you do, one's going to malfunction anyway, so this is just bad luck, I think.
If they can't get a dart into the deer, the team may have to put her to sleep. And Ryan's not ready for that.
Yeah, I'm definitely up for going one more, and I'll go for the neck this time.
But will he be able to sedate the hind in time to save her life?
Right, Luke.
Obviously, none of the creatures at Longleat are about to throw a baby shower every time they get pregnant. In fact, mums-to-be, naturally wary of predators, will do everything they can to keep it secret. After weeks of mixed messages from Wolfwood, there's finally an unmistakable sign that little uns are on the way.
Aliska, the alpha wolf, has been keeping the keepers guessing. They think that she's pregnant, and now they think that actually she might be considering building a den. So today, they're going to give her a helping hand, and I'm going to help them. Right, let's go. So exciting.
In the weeks before giving birth, female wolves build a new den or find an old one to reuse. Last year, Aliska's choice of den didn't work out. A massive storm risked flooding it, forcing her to carry all 6 pups to the safety of the wolf house. Keeper Eloise is very keen to avoid that kind of drama this time around.
Gosh, what excitements have you got for us this morning?
Right. We've got our lovely den that we're going to put in for Aliska and hope that she has her puppies in here. She likes to build her own den, but we thought we'd give her the option of this brand new
It's very swanky.
Yes, I know. We're going to put in some straw and some materials just to make it a bit more cosy and comfortable. Hopefully she'll get her scent in there and feel comfortable to bring her pups in. So,
Oh, look at that. Oh, yeah, double entrance.
I know, we try our best.
So are we going to try and get that into that enclosure?
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness. It's quite heavy, isn't it?
Well, we'll see what happens.
Come on, girls. We need a bit of girl power.
Girl power,
Caleb
come on.
will help a bit, I'm sure, but, I think it might be down to us.
Okay, 2, 3.
Yep.
Got the door, Kate.
Hang on. Yep.
Tight fit.
It is a bit of a tight fit, but we're there. Yeah.
Yeah,
Do
if
you
we
want to
shift it
actually
into the
shift
corner
it into the corner? Amazing. So she still has the option to den in the paddock or in the enclosure if she wants to, does she?
Yeah, we let our animals display their natural behaviours.
Because the wolves will use old dens or even old foxholes and things like that and make them fit.
Yeah, sometimes they don't even move den. They'll keep the same den litter after litter. So hopefully that's why she'll recognise the house and know that she's been in the house before and come into this box. But then she's got the option to do
whatever she
wants.
likes.
Yeah.
To make the den box extra enticing, we're lining it with straw. And some camel hair to disguise the smell of us humans. Time to see if we've done enough to impress Aliska and dad-to-be, Django.
So that's Django right at the front. So that's Dad. And then Aliska's just behind him. So she's obviously a little bit more cautious, potentially, because she's hopefully pregnant.
Ooh, 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 ooh.
Okay.
They've taken out your welcome mat.
My welcome mat. They probably think it's an animal because it's quite a big bit, isn't it?
It's quite a big bit, and it's quite a sort of solid mat of fur.
Yeah.
That's really funny. It's like they've got trophies, isn't it? Oh, that is brilliant.
I'm not sure if trashing our den-making efforts is a sign that pups are on the way, but female Aliska has been disappearing for prolonged periods. And that is typical behaviour for a pregnant wolf searching for the perfect spot to give birth. Eloise is taking me to see some of those potential maternity wards.
This is what I found already before. So this den used to be used by the old timber wolf that we had here, the female.
It looks a bit damp. It's kind of stony and rubbly and not very appealing at all. I mean, why would any animal choose that over beautiful, you know, fur-lined, straw-lined box?
It might be because you wouldn't think it, maybe. Maybe the unknown, like the sort of the unexpected is what she's after.
So, are there any others, or is this the main one?
So there's the makings of another one across the road. So
let's go and have a look at that.
Right, so this is the newer looking one for sure. That's more activity than was the last time I saw. If we did have heavy rain again, like we did last year, it would definitely flood quite easily. So,
that's true.
So the option of the dry house is definitely going to be perfect for her.
Yeah. Oh my goodness, what an exciting few weeks ahead.
Definitely.
It's going to be amazing.
Keep watching this space and see how it develops as well.
Definitely.
So,
The park's jam-packed with tricksters of every shape and size. But some of the best animal antics aren't visible to the naked eye. A chameleon's tongue, as much as twice the length of its body, can move at up to 60 miles per hour, nabbing its prey in milliseconds. Jean's off to help keeper James capture the lightning reflexes of this extraordinary creature.
So this is Aurora. She is a pink panther chameleon.
Oh, I love that. I'd love to have a closer look at
so
it.
if you just sort of keep your fingers out there, that's it.
Oh, look at
so
those
you're going to
little
act as a
feet.
branch there.
Oh, I can really feel her gripping on.
Yeah, she's got a good amount of strength there, yeah. There you go, she's going to wrap that tail around her.
Okay, well, she's off. She's having a good climb there.
There you go. There you go.
She's a curious little thing, isn't she?
Oh, yeah.
Chameleons are known for being good at camouflage, aren't they?
Oh, yeah, so it's a bit of a myth as well.
Really?
So they do blend in very, very well. So you can see they have these beautiful little patterns all over their body. That helps break up their outline. But the colour change doesn't really have much to do with that sort of camouflage ability. It's a way of telling other chameleons how they're feeling. You know, I'm grumpy, I'm sad, I'm happy, I'm looking for a mate. So she basically just goes different shades of pink. When she's vibrant, she's happy. When she's a little bit darker, she's grumpy. She's ready to be fed.
Well, I've got a treat for you, James. I've brought my specialist cameraman, Mark, along. He's going to film her eating, and we'll get a really good look in slow-mo exactly how she uses all those mechanisms.
Slow-mo as well, that'll be excellent.
Yeah, I know you like that.
Oh, yeah.
Right, let's speed her.
I have some black crickets here.
Sounds tasty. Whoa, that was lightning fast. Too fast for me, James. You actually need a slow-mo camera to see this.
Completely, there's a lot of things going on there.
Let's take a look.
Excellent.
So once she sets her eyes on that, the prey's not getting away, is it?
No, it's pretty much game over.
Oh, here it comes, look. Wow.
Wow, look at that.
Amazing. She was going along so slowly and then bam.
Yeah, that was incredible.
And the length of her tongue as well, compared to the size of her body, I mean, it's pretty long.
Oh, yeah, it's ridiculously long. She has a very sort of powerful muscle on the end of that tongue, so it almost makes a suction pad.
Why is the tongue so fast?
Well, I'm sure you've tried catching a fly at home.
It's
not easy at all, and these guys just have to be insanely quick. So they eat flies, mantises and spiders and things like that. So yeah, they need that power to fling it out, grab it before the animal knows what's happened.
And she's made a meal of that quite quickly. Gobbled it down, done.
You can just see her eyes just sort of flicking everywhere. They can look behind them, they can look forward, they can up and down. They can zoom in with one eye, whereas one eye is just sort of looking normally, which is quite impressive, if you ask me.
And is that an adaptation just so they can see whatever's going on around them at all times?
Exactly. Up in the canopy, these guys are definitely not the biggest predators there, so they've got to watch out for both predators and prey. You can just see her eyes. The fact that they actually have to sit outside of the skull just shows how massive they are.
And staying balanced the whole time?
Yeah, so the feet are really interesting. So she has 5 digits, just like us, but they're actually fused in place to grip around things. She just needs to be able to hold onto that branch and make sure she's not going anywhere.
An amazing looking chameleon, and what a treat to get to see that kill up close.
Yeah, that was perfect.
Ever heard of latrophobia? It's a fear of seeing the doctor, and it's not just restricted to humans, so spare a thought for poor Ringo the Koati, who's off to see the vets for the 3rd time, and he's dreading it.
Happiest when he's climbing trees or hanging out with his mate Tallulah.
Ringo?
It's fair to say this hasn't been a good year for Ringo or his keeper, Alessandra.
About 8 months ago, we noticed that one of Ringo's claws was starting to grow into his foot. So we took him into the vets. We had the claw cut right back. Unfortunately, about 4 months ago, it happened again. And unfortunately, again, we seem to be in the same boat. So this time we're going down a different route, and we're hoping to get a toe amputation done for him.
Removing his toe may seem extreme, but if the alternative is endless vet visits, then it's a no-brainer for Alessandra.
Ringo.
But Ringo's not just a reluctant patient.
Sis. Ringo. What's this? Yeah, we all know you like banana, troublemaker.
He also comes from a long line of born hellraisers.
If anyone's been on holiday in Mexico, they're definitely going to have seen a Koati. They're well known for breaking into balconies, stealing people's food, and even breaking into the hotels and the restaurants and taking their food.
But there is one steadying influence in 7-year-old Ringo's life.
Right next to me we have Tallulah. She's a very outgoing Koati. She's very friendly, and they are the perfect pair.
But it's time to break up the happy twosome.
Hey, Ringo.
Because Vet Duncan and Keeper Charlie have arrived to whisk Ringo off for his op. And despite our boy's attempt at escape...
Oh, bless him. Oh, Ringo. Oh, he's coming down. He's coming down.
a little anaesthetic's enough to take the trauma out of his 3rd trip to the operating theatre. But it doesn't make life any easier for best buddy Tallulah.
Tallulah and Ringo are inseparable. She is a complete lost soul when he's gone.
As old Ringo sets off for his operation, it's shaping up to be an anxious wait for everyone.
All right, mate, shut it off.
Back in the deer park, it's Ryan's last chance to get an anaesthetic dart into the pregnant hind.
Right, I think that was probably long enough. Literally only a couple of seconds. I went for a different target, somewhere where I thought hopefully the dart might stick a little better, which it did. It was in her for, I would say, approximately 2 seconds. That is more than enough time for that drug to fully discharge. So fingers crossed, we just need to give her a few minutes now. We'll back off, observe from a distance, and just hopefully that drug will start taking effect.
Now all the team can do is wait. The sedative should take effect within 10 minutes. The hind rejoins the herd.
Where is she? She sat down.
After 2 hours trying to sedate the deer, it should now be a matter of minutes till it's safe for the team to move in and assess the situation. With the deer's eyes covered to keep her calm, Vet Emily can finally examine the hind. Though sedated, the mother's still conscious.
All right, done.
Emily confirms the calf is breech. Trapped in this position, the calf could already be starved of oxygen. Working quickly, Emily tries to free it.
The willing pair of hands.
Sure.
The rear legs are out, but she needs more traction to deliver the body. The deer's been in labour for 6 hours now. Is it too late?
Let's get this out. Just come down this side as possible.
Yep.
Try pulling it back this way. Hard as you can now. Perfect.
Emily clears its nose and mouth. Its tongue is blue. Starved of oxygen, she must get it breathing.
Let's just give this a swing.
Yep.
She tries to clear mucus from the calf's tiny airway. Rubs its lifeless body to stimulate breath. But will it be enough to save the calf?
On the other side of the park, there's exciting news from Wolfwood. And I'm zooming off to meet Eloise again to see what's up.
We're about to go and see Aliska's den.
So you found the den?
Literally the day before she gave birth.
She's given birth?
Yeah, we think so. We can't guarantee. She went from being fat to thin, so we're assuming that means she's had
That's
them.
a pretty good clue.
Yeah.
Any idea how many she's had?
She looked bigger than last year, and she had 6 last year. I'm guessing 8.
So where's the den?
So it's just ahead of us here. It's basically...
Where that big bushy bit?
Big bush with a hollowed out tree stump in the middle.
So all the dens that you thought, plus the beautiful den that we made her, inside, not a bit of it.
Not a bit, no.
As ever, it's a bit of a guessing game with
it is,
with
exactly.
them, isn't it? Aliska's unexpected choice of den does mean we need to pup-proof the area.
So I'm glad you're here to help me because I'm a bit too short for the job.
So we're putting up signs, telling cars about the new arrivals.
Perfect.
There we go. Slightly wonky, but no one's going to care, are they?
And draining the wolf's pond until the little uns are big enough to swim safely.
So, give it a good old pull round?
Yeah. You can hear the water running out already. So yeah,
Good.
that will hopefully be empty by tomorrow, so they'll be nice and safe.
Brilliant. So, in the wild, what does the mum have to be aware of?
Well, Aliska's really lucky this year because she's got last year's litter. The pack are always nearby just to help in case something happens, and she's actually got the Omega, so the Omega will come and do some babysitting duties.
The Omega, the kind of lowest in the pecking order, is there to just help her to mum.
Exactly.
And that would happen in the wild as well, would it?
But because Aliska wants the Omega to help look after the pups, she's very defensive over him, so...
And you're saying him?
Yeah, it's
so
a
it
boy.
could be a male or a female member of the clan.
Yeah, it's one of the big boys, actually, is the Omega, so...
really? That's fascinating.
We don't want to miss a single moment of the new pups' lives. So before we go, we've got one last dangerous job.
This is the closest I've been, and the wolves, now we're getting closer, are automatically a little bit more on edge.
Yeah.
So we just need to be really quick.
With keeper Amy distracting mum Aliska,
We're not doing anything, I swear, sweetheart, okay?
Eloise and I are hiding a camera close to the den.
You're all
Okay,
right,
I'm going to turn that on.
Yeah. And then it fits in perfectly.
Okay.
So it's in there.
And it's the den entrance there.
So the entrance is literally just there.
But Aliska's not happy about anyone getting close to her pups.
Should we move away?
Yeah, she's a little bit more on edge, so... There we go. We're not hurting anyone, are we? Now we're away, look, she's turned her back on us. She doesn't care
She's
at all.
totally relaxed again.
Exactly.
Yeah. Well, let's keep our fingers crossed that we get some amazing footage.
Hopefully.
Thank you and congratulations.
Thank you.
Are you feeling a bit like a proud granny?
Yeah, How rude. I was maybe a proud auntie would be nicer.
Okay, yeah, I think that's probably right.
In the deer park, the newborn calf is still showing no signs of life, despite the best efforts of vet Emily. But then,
Make some noises. Just want to take another big breath.
miraculously, it draws breath.
That's good. Yeah, so we were right about the breech position. Baby's going to have struggled a bit getting oxygen, especially because it's coming backwards. So what I'm trying to do is just get it to breathe. See, its tongue's now gone a bit pinker, whereas we were blue before, which means that the oxygen wasn't getting round. But at least we're breathing. And the little noises are good. You can hear it's quite raspy.
Emily must turn her attention to the hind.
Oh, yeah.
That's good. There's a little bit of blood, but that's normal. There's no tears or anything in there.
The mother's given antibiotics and anti-inflammatories to reduce the risk of further complications.
And Fawn's doing all right.
Yeah, it's pretty regular.
Good.
But they're not out of the woods yet.
Any newborn is critical and things can change very quickly. The fact that this little one came out after such a long labour, the problems and coming backwards and having that lack of oxygen is all against it. But at the moment, it's doing all the right things and saying that was good, check with this male or female while I stop referring to it as it. Yeah, female.
No.
That's better breathing, actually.
Yeah.
Not steady, isn't it? The question's going to be now is getting her awake so that she bombs.
Know that it's hers.
I know.
To give the calf the best chance, it needs its mum to clean and feed it. Emily injects the reversal agent. The calf's placed by mum. The team have done all they can.
She's certainly a little fighter, and she's given it her best shot by the looks of it. That's all we can ask for.
After 2 stressful hours attempting to sedate the hind and the traumatic delivery of her calf,
Should we pull the vehicles back a bit? Yes, move back to the road.
the moment's come to leave mum and baby alone.
We need to do what we can to give her and the fawn the best chance of bonding, and the more space we give them, the better.
In just 10 minutes, the hind regains consciousness.
I actually think we should get in the vehicles, because again, if we're all out here, I think she might just think about running away. Everyone's looking for that fairy tale ending. We just have to really keep our fingers crossed and hope that mum starts mothering that fawn.
But there's no guarantee that she will. It's now dusk, and with temperatures in the park plummeting, life's still in the balance for the newborn.
Her chances are 50-50 at this point, I'd say. Some difficulties breathing, so I think tonight is going to be touch and go. I'll be really pleased to hear that she is still with us in the morning, but I'm keeping my fingers crossed, and the night is young.
Vets are on call here 24/7 and perform 1 or 2 minor surgeries a month. Koati Ringo is out for the count and ready for his 3rd op, the one that'll remove his troublesome toe.
It's just that one there, so the nail is ingrowing into the pad. So we'll take it back right to the joint up to his kind of metacarpal, so the whole toe basically come off.
Losing a toe could cramp Ringo's style for a bit, but it's a price worth paying if it means he can avoid more surgery.
Just trying to blunt dissect through all the tissues, and then I'll just go in between 2 of the joints, so I haven't actually got to go through any bone. 1 tendon to go through at the back. And just trying to kind of maintain it and not make too much of a mess of the structures in there. Nearly there. There we go. 1 toe. That is his actual toe.
The operation's been a success. And now this old boy needs to wake up.
So we're just giving him a drug to reverse one that he had in his sedation, just to hopefully get him to recover a bit quicker.
Here's hoping vet-shy Ringo won't have a relapse when he realises where he is.
So we're just going to keep a close eye on him now for him to start lifting his head and hopefully be able to get him home soon.
Could never be soon enough for old Ringo.
Hey mate, you all right?
He's a little bit annoyed and he's not letting us see his foot, but he looks really perky actually.
Time to get this crotchety Koati back home where he belongs. Fingers crossed, Ringo will bounce back, even without his toe.
You okay?
But there's one thing Koatis depend on for their very survival, and that's their amazing sense of smell. They just love a good old sniff. So to cheer up Ringo and Tallulah and get an idea of how they react to new scents in the wild, Jean's off to meet Keeper Georgia and the Koatis, armed with a tray of sweet-smelling herbs.
I've got my potpourri of luscious smells as a treat for a couple of Koatis that have been through their fair share of troubles,
They have
Georgia.
indeed.
I hear Ringo's been through the wars.
He has, yes.
How's he getting on without the toe?
He's finding it a little bit difficult to climb at the moment, but he's getting used to it. He's just adjusting to using that foot a little bit differently, but he's doing really well.
And they come as a pair here. I know that Ringo and Tallulah are a real double act. So how was she when he kept being taken away?
Yeah, so every time we were doing it, it wasn't only stressful for Ringo, it was also quite stressful for Tallulah. She wouldn't eat in the day, wait until he was coming back. So they both had quite a stressful time.
Yeah, and that's why I've brought these treats today, for them to have some new smells in their enclosure.
Lots of different smells.
So why don't we take some little bunches of smells and leave them out for them? We'll go outside and hopefully they'll get stuck in.
Sounds like a plan.
Yeah, let's do that.
Try the catnip.
Try out bits of basil. Get some lavender here. Should we leave a little trail?
Yeah, so leave little pockets.
A little bit of mint.
A bit of curry plant here.
Oh, I can smell that. Gorgeous little trail of smells there. They seem quite excited, so that's good. Their little snouts are going crazy trying to take in this sensory overload.
Oh, he's got up.
He's going for the basil.
Going for the basil.
So, he's taking a bit.
Taking a bit with him. And there you go, he's rubbing that into his tail.
Wow! And in the wild, what kind of things would they be coming across?
It's mainly to do with the poo as well of other animals. So they'll get, they might find the feces of other animals, they'll rub that into their body.
Why would they be doing that?
Sometimes it's for bonding. Also, a predator might think, oh, that's not a Koati, I'm not going to go investigate.
Clever Koatis. Yeah. So this is a real treat then, because it's not poo, it's a lovely bit of basil.
Yeah, lovely bit of basil.
And then how will that affect Tallulah?
So she might smell him, she might be a bit jealous of the smell, might want to go and find her own smell, but they will just rub on each other as well. So, or she may groom him and get that smell onto her too.
It's so interesting that they use these different smells to communicate with each other as well. Yeah. Tell each other how they feel, are they scared?
Exactly, or do you fancy me? Would you like a relationship? Well, there you go, he's gone for the other one there. That's the catnip.
Okay, up he goes.
Yeah, it's taking it in. Probably going to take Tallulah. You can smell like catnip, Tallulah, and I'll smell like basil.
What's so lovely as well is he's using his feet.
Yeah, really, really good. We're so happy with his progress, and he's starting to use that foot really nicely now.
And a big relief for you, because I guess there might have been a worry that he wouldn't be able to do the same things with that toe missing.
Exactly. So arboreal animals, the worst thing that can happen is once we've taken the toe off, he can't climb anymore. So it's really nice to see him using those his feet again, both together.
And I'm so glad he got into that. He's smelling good, but most importantly, he's unafraid to use that hand.
Exactly. Best outcome, really.
Well done, Ringo.
In Wolfwood, all the signs are that Aliska has had a new litter of pups. But will the Wolf Den CCTV we installed earlier have picked up the newborns? I'm meeting keeper Eloise again to take a look. So, Eloise, have you had any glimpses of the pups yet?
We've had glimpses.
Yeah.
We don't know how many there are.
Right.
Because we just keep seeing little faces, but we don't know if it's the same little face or a different little face. We've only counted a few at a time, so I have no idea.
So you have no idea. Well, we've got some footage here, which the team have taken. I haven't seen it, you haven't seen it either. Well, let's see what it reveals.
Okay. Oh, look!
Yeah. Oh, look at it!
The yearling must have brought some meat out, and the pup's now coming out like, oh, that's mine, please.
It. Oh, look at it!
How cute they are!
They've got those little sort of crumpled ears. But quite a robust, chunky little thing. So she's obviously been feeding them well.
Definitely. Oh, look, there's another one. There's two there now.
There's two.
Oh, having a little fight over some meat, are we?
Properly tussling.
Definitely. Obviously still got the yearling there just to help protect them and everything.
I don't think I'd realised how involved last year's cubs would be in the rearing of these ones.
I think because we didn't know what it's going to be like, because obviously Django and Aliska were on their own last year.
Yeah.
So we've been a bit worried, oh my gosh.
Look! Oh my goodness, that's adorable. That's Django carrying the puppy, isn't it? I love the fact that Django is such a paws-on father, isn't he?
He is. He's been going over with bits of meat and trying to tear bits off so that it's pup size. And I think last year with his first litter, he was just dropping these big pieces of meat on. So this year he's learned that he needs to tear it into smaller chunks for them.
Oh, here's another one. I've still got no idea how many there are.
No.
It's so confusing.
Because it's like one or two are coming out at a time, aren't they?
Yeah.
So I'm like, is that the same one that we saw just 2 seconds ago?
I know.
Oh, look, how many is that in there? It's definitely 2, 3.
3?
Look,
there's 4. OK, that's 4. Oh, that's just glorious.
So good. And these puppies now will all start showing their place in the hierarchy already.
Really?
Yeah, definitely. We've seen a couple of little times when the yearlings have brought them out and they're sort of tussling them around and they're sort of giving it some back. So they're already, even though they're such a young age, they are already wanting to sort of show off to their older siblings and say, no, you can't push me around. So yeah, we're sort of finding their feet with the rest of the pack.
And it would be really interesting, wouldn't it, to know whether these bolder ones that are out end up being kind of alphas of the future. Well, Eloise, what a treat. You have just lived and breathed this moment. All credit to you and all credit to Aliska and Django.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah. Oh, new generation of pups. And at the last count, there seemed to be 7 little ones snuggled into that den. Oh.
Dawn at the park, and less than 12 hours since Ryan and the team left the minutes-old deer calf with its mother.
So here we are this morning. We're just going in now to have our first look and see how they're doing.
Last night, the temperature dropped to 6 degrees. If the calf hasn't been cleaned and fed, its chances of survival are slim. Around 10% of calves die in the first few days.
We know where we left it last night, but that doesn't mean to say that it will be there this morning. Now, if it's not there this morning, then hopefully that means that Mum actually got it up, got it drinking, and then has tucked it away somewhere and make it quite challenging for us to find it.
Ryan's really hoping the calf isn't where they left it last night. It's a tense drive to the far side of the park.
So we're just coming up to the site now where she finally went down last night. I think I can see her over in the grass here.
Tragically, the calf hasn't made it.
This is exactly the same position as we left her with Mum last night. I think it's fairly obvious that she didn't manage to stand up. My gut feeling is that Mum probably just got up and walked away from her. It's the ones that, that get a tough start that you really feel for and you really want to make sure that you do everything you can. But unfortunately for us, it's just not quite been enough.
Ryan must now try to find the mother to check that she's recovering.
We're looking for one with a fairly big udder. if this might be her. Just to the right of this oak. She doesn't look as settled as the others. And she's looking back up to that area and then looking at me. I think this is her. She's not settled. The mothering instinct, even though it's passed away sometime last night, is still pretty strong. Hopefully, maybe by the end of today, maybe she'll sort of understand that that fawn is not there now. I really feel for her. But physically wise, she looks absolutely fine. So hopefully, there's no reason why she shouldn't be able to move on from this and, you know, and rear her own fawns in the future.
A heartbreaking end for this hind. But with a herd of around 80, the red deer are still one of the largest animal populations in the park. We're meeting Ryan to see how they've all fared since the loss of the calf. There are so many exotic animals in the park, but I still think one of the most exciting is to see the red deer out here.
And they are just looking beautiful. Lots and lots of calves this year.
Yeah, another bumpy year for us. I think we're about 32 at the moment, new calves this year.
Goodness. And red deer, they're a native to the UK. They're an animal that can tend to look after themselves. Quite difficult for you when you have to intervene in the way that you had to.
Yeah, obviously, it's lovely to watch animals do things naturally, but of course, you know, we have a duty of care to them. So there's always a point you get to where you think, OK, we've allowed or we've tried to let mum develop this situation herself. And with the breech births that we had here, we definitely had to make a decision and get involved.
Now, obviously, we know that that calf didn't make it, but as far as the mother is concerned, I mean, look, I'm just looking at the stags. They're looking amazing, aren't they? Antlers are back, looking magnificent. I mean, they'll start rutting in the next 2 or 3 months.
Yep.
So breeding season starts again. Will that mother be able to breed again?
We see no reason why she shouldn't be able to. Sometimes with a breech birth, you know, it can cause complications for the mum, but there were no tears, infections, anything like that, so there's no reason for us to suspect that she couldn't breed in the future.
And Ryan, they might not be as exotic as some of the other animals here, but that doesn't mean you're not as emotionally connected or attached.
No, absolutely. You know, every animal is as important as the next one, be that, you know, an elephant or a rhino, or if it's something like the red deer, which people see in abundance, you know, in the world in this country. But they all deserve the same chance and the same amount of care.
Well, they're a credit to all of you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Sadly, that's all we've got time for on today's programme, but here's what's coming up on the next Animal Park.
Love is in the air for the tigers.
It is very awkward because they do stare at you in the face sometimes.
Big birds make an entrance. But will one soon beat a hasty retreat?
If that third one happens to be a male, then he's going to have to go.
And all aboard with Captain Jean.
They can open their mouths to 145 degrees, which could fit a small baby, so just make sure that you're all sitting away from the side.